Aquaculture Pre-Licensure Reviewer. 1. What is the salinity of brackish water? A. Less than 30 ppt. B. 30 ppt. C. More than 30 ppt. D. All of the above. Correct answer is D. 0.5 to 35 ppt. The salinity of water in the ocean averages about 35 parts per thousand or ppt. The mixture of seawater and fresh water in estuaries is called brackish water and its salinity can range from 0.5 to 35 ppt. 2. What type of fishing has weights that are placed along the bottom of a long net? A. Pole fishing. B. Long line fishing. C. Purse seining. D. Trawling. Correct answer is D. To keep the net open as it moves through the water and across the ocean floor, floats are tied to the head rope at the top of the trawl opening while weights and specific equipment are attached to the foot rope at the bottom. 3. What type of fishing has baited hooks are attached to a single fishing line that trails behind a ship? A. Pole fishing. B. Long line fishing. C. Purse seining. D. Trawling. Correct answer is B. Lone line fishing. A single, lengthy fishing line that follows behind a ship is used in the commercial fishing method known as longline fishing to rig baited hooks. 4. In the Philippines, what is the type of feeding in the bighead carp? A. Zooplankton feeder. B. Omnivorous. C. Phytoplankton feeder. D. Macrophytes feeder. Correct answer is A. In Laguna de Bay and Lake Buay, bighead carp are commercially raised in pens and cages. It consumes zooplankton, which are microscopic aquatic organisms. 5. The number of individuals an environment can support without significant negative impacts to the given organism and its environment. A. Carrying capacity ecosystem. B. Standing crop. C. Carrying capacity. D. Ecological habitats. Correct answer is C. The greatest number of members of a species that the environment can sustain indefinitely can be referred to as the carrying capacity of the ecosystem. When the conditions required for sustaining life are suitably available, such as food, habitat, and water. 6. Phytoplankton contain C and P in the ratio of A. 106 to 16 to 1. B. 75 to 16 to 2.4. C. 100 to 16 to 2.4. D. 75 to 17 to 2.4. Correct answer is A. On average, each atom of phosphorus in phytoplankton biomass is attended by 16 atoms of nitrogen and 106 atoms of carbon, and this C/N/P ratio of 106 to 16 to 1 is the most commonly used value of the Redfield ratio. 7. Freshwater fish culture started in the Philippines when the Nile tilapia was introduced. A. 1976. B. 1950. C. 1985. D. 1972. Correct answer is D. When the Nile tilapia was introduced in 1972, freshwater fish culture in the Philippines began. This species is now well established in all of the country's lakes, rivers, fish ponds, and reservoirs. 8. The ideal pH range for freshwater species. A. Between 5.0 to 9. B. Between 5.0 to 7. C. Between 6.0 to 8. D. Between 6.5 to 9. Correct answer is D. The pH range between 6.5 to 9.0 is ideal for the most freshwater fish. Organisms can experience stress or even perish when conditions aren't ideal. While some aquatic organisms can survive in water with pH values outside of this range, most prefer a pH range of 6.5 to 9.0. pH values in water. 9. In fish breeding, 2-phenoxyethanol is used as A. Antiseptic. B. Anesthetic. C. Antibiotic. D. None of the above. Correct answer is B. Fish are usually anesthetized by immersing them in an anesthetic bath containing a suitable concentration of drug so that the drug is absorbed through the gills and rapidly enters the bloodstream. 10. Which is the ideal fish to culture using Biofloc technology? A. Sea bass. B. Shrimp and tilapia. C. Mullet. D. Atroplus. Correct answer is B. Multiple studies have shown that bottom-dwelling species like shrimp and tilapia are best suited to biofloc production. Since the bacterial load in the water is constantly shifting, fish must be relatively resistant to environmental challenges. Sensitive species will not thrive in this environment. 11. Acidosis is caused due to A. Decrease of calcium salts. B. Increase in chlorine content. C. Increase iron content in water. D. Decrease in sulfate content. Correct answer is A. A great majority of fish live in pH 7 to 8. If the pH of water goes down drastically owing to reduction of calcium salts or release of humic acids from the soil, this phenomenon known as acidosis. 12. Ideal slope of pond is A 2:1, B 1:1, C 1:2, D 1:5. Correct answer is D. Usually side slopes of dikes vary from 1.5:1 to 3:1 depending on local conditions. The slope of the dry side can be made steeper than the slope of the wet side. 13. Chelating agents used in shrimp hatchery is A. Sodium. B. Oxytetracycline. C. Zeolite. D. EDTA. Correct answer is D. Oxygen, EDTA aquaculture hatchery grade, is a unique chelating agent perfectly suitable for use in aquaculture Shrimo hatchery. 14. The most widely used cryoprotectant in fish gamete preservation is A. Methanol. B. Acetic acid. C. DMSO. D. Glycerin. Correct answer is C. Cryoprotectants were most effective when they could rapidly penetrate the cell during freezing, which resulted in delay in intracellular freezing and led to minimization of the solution effect. 93. Common cryoprotectants used for fish sperm include DMSO, methanol, and propylene glycol. 15. A hatchery is a place where fishes, crustaceans, mollusks, echinoderms, and other aquatic animals are propagated under controlled conditions. What fish is produced in hatcheries in the Philippines? A. Sandfish. B. Tiger shrimp. C. Milkfish. D. Catfish. Correct answer is C. Milkfish, mangrove crabs, saline tilapia, and jumbo tiger shrimp are the major marine species produced in Bicol. These are also among primary species being eyed for the hatchery production. 16. Which type of fishing has high rates of bycatch and highly destructive of benthic communities? A. Pole fishing. B. Longline fishing. C. Purse seining. D. Trawling. Correct answer is D. Bottom trawling has one of the highest bycatch rates of all commercial fishing practices. Benthic, or ocean bottom, ecosystems in the deep sea may need an even longer time to recover than nearshore environments, and may be impacted in ways that echo beyond the confines of their depths and beyond the oceans themselves. 17. Type of fishing has the lowest rates of bycatch. Answer choices. A. Pole fishing. B. Longline fishing. C. Purse seining. D. Trawling. Correct answer is A. Pole fishing is a method of float fishing where the float is fished just below the tip of the pole. The float rig is connected directly to the pole tip. Unlike waggler fishing, there is no free-running main line. 18. What sort of water is used for mariculture? A. Pure water. B. Chlorinated water. C. Salt water. D. None of the above. Correct answer is C. Mariculture is the farming of aquatic plants and animals in salt water. Thus, mariculture represents a subset of the larger field of aquaculture, which involves the farming of both freshwater and marine organisms. The major categories of mariculture species are seaweeds, mollusks, crustaceans, and finfish. 19. How is microalgae commonly referred to? A. Seaweed. B. Fish. C. Coral. D. Rocks. Correct answer is A. Unicellular algal species known as microalgae can exist either singly or in colonies. Multicellular algae are known as macroalgae. They are frequently referred to as seaweeds because of how quickly they may grow. Dinoflagellates, diatoms, and other single-celled algal species are examples of microalgae. 20. Which type of fish suffers most from sea lice? A. Tuna. B. Cod. C. Wild salmon. D. Tilapia. Correct answer is C. When compared to young salmon that are not near fish farms, wild salmon living nearby are 73 times more likely to get fatal sea lice. Wild salmon close to fish farms are 73 times more likely to suffer lethal sea lice than juveniles not adjacent to fish farm. 21. How many days are required for the fry to grow up to fingerling size? A. 40 to 60 days. B. 30 to 60 days. C. 25 to 60 days. D. 35 to 50 days. Correct answer is B. As soon as fry grows up to 10 to 15 centimeters in size or roughly equal to size of a finger, it is known as a fingerling. It is the proper size for stocking in tablefish production ponds. It takes about 30 to 60 days for the fry to grow up the fingerling stage. 22. In cage aquaculture, floating type of cages are used if the water bodies are deeper than A. 3 meter, B. 5 meter, C. 10 meter, D. 15 meter. Correct answer is B. Fixed and floating cages are different cages used in aquaculture. A floating cage is used in water bodies deeper than 5 meter. Floating cages are supported by floating frames such that the net bag hangs in water without touching the bottom. Floating frames are usually made with HDPE/OVC and used for support for the frame and knotless nylon netting as a cage body. 23. Which of the following is suitable for fish farming? A. Eel. B. Tuna. C. Tilapia. D. Sardines. Correct answer is C. Tilapia are suitable for fish farming as they have many varieties and suitable for farming in all types of agroclimatic condition. 24. What is the optimum salinity requirement for breeding of Macrobrachium malcolmsnii? A. 10 to 15 ppt. B. 12 to 14 ppt. C. 25 to 28 ppt. D. 18 to 20 ppt. Correct answer is D. Optimum salinity requirement for breeding of Macrobrachium malcolmsnii is 18, 20 ppt. 25. Which is not true in a monoculture system? A. Knowledge of different feeding habits. B. One species in pond unit. C. Easier to perform and manage. D. All of the above. Correct answer is A. Knowledge of different feeding habits is not required in a monoculture system because in a monoculture system is rearing of single species of fish in one culture chamber, that's why it is easier to perform and manage. 26. Use of supplementary feed. A. Natural food becomes insufficient. B. Ensure good water quality. C. To raise more fish in your pond. D. Both A and B. Correct answer is D. Used as supplementary feed, when natural food become insufficient to feed your fish well and ensure good growth, and when you wish to raise more fish in your pond to produce a higher crop and still have good growth. 27. A measure of an ecosystem's inorganic nutrient content. It represents the component of non-living object. A. Standing crop. B. Standing state. C. Biomass. D. Population. Correct answer is B. The standing condition of an ecosystem is the quantity of inorganic nutrients present. It stands for the component of inanimate matter. 28. What is the type of fertilizer that containing NPK? A. Inorganic fertilizer. B. Organic fertilizer. C. Fertilizer. D. All of the above. Correct answer is A. Inorganic fertilizer contains N, P, K, or nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium in a varying proportion that are readily taken up by primary producers. It's also assured the immediate nutrient availability for the primary producer. 29. It permits the addition of feed in greater volumes than would otherwise be possible in an unaerated pond. What's that? A. Biofilter. B. Biochemical oxygen demand. C. Aeration. D. Biomass. Correct answer is C. Aeration means increasing the oxygen content of all or part of the pond water to limits which ensure the oxygen supply to the fish without limiting the production at a given management level. 30. What do you refer to when an organism takes a certain number of steps before reaching the primary production? A. Food chain. B. Food web. C. Trophic level. D. Pyramid. Correct answer is C. Trophic level is the first link in an ecosystem's nutritive chain, or food chain. Based on their eating habits, organisms in a chain are divided into various stages. The producers, or green plants, are found on the first and lowest level. 31. Which is true in polyculture system? A. Knowledge of different feeding habits. B. One species in pond unit. C. Easier to perform and manage. D. All of the above. Correct answer is A. Knowledge of different feeding habits is a must in a polyculture system since it reared more than one species. 32. How many % is the transfer of energy from one trophic level to the next? A. 1%. B. 5%. C. 10%. D. 15%. Correct answer is C. According to the 10% of law, only about 10% of the energy available at one trophic level is passed along to the next. 33. What water containing salt? A. Fresh water. B. Brackish water. C. Salt water. D. None of the above. Correct answer is C. Saltwater fishing can be done from a beach, from rocks, from a pier, or from a boat, which can range in size from a small rowboat used in interior waterways to a sizable ocean-going vessel. Saltwater is water, especially from the ocean, which has salt in it. 34. Water that is not salty. A. Fresh water. B. Brackish water. C. Salt water. D. No water. Correct answer is A. Fresh water is vital to life and yet it is a finite resource. Of all the water on Earth, just 3% is freshwater. Fish that spend most or all of their lives in fresh water such as rivers and lakes with a salinity of less than 1.05% are known as freshwater fish. 35. Raising and harvesting of fresh and saltwater plants and animals. A. Crustacean. B. Aquaculture. C. Fish. D. Capture. Correct answer is B. Fish, shellfish, algae, and other species are bred, raised, and harvested through aquaculture in many kinds of aquatic habitats. 36. Which is an example of shellfish? A. Mussels. B. Oysters. C. Scallops. D. All of the above. Correct answer is D. An aquatic invertebrate animal with a shell. Especially an edible mollusk or crustacean. 37. Which is brackish water body? A. Lagoon. B. Estuaries. C. River delta. D. All of the above. Correct answer is D. Brackish water sources are most commonly found at transitional points of water where fresh water meets seawater. Example of brackish water are lagoon, estuaries, river delta. 38. Maximum carrying capacity per unit area can be obtained in A. Ponds. B. Tanks. C. Raceways. D. Cages. Correct answer is C. In flow-through, raceway systems, the maximum carrying capacity per unit area can be achieved. Raceway productivity is substantially higher per square foot. Raceways also provide you a lot more opportunity to see the fish. This can improve feeding effectiveness and allow for early and simpler detection of illness issues. 39. How many % is the transfer of energy from one trophic level to the next? A 1%, B 5%, C 10%, D 15%. Correct answer is C. Only 10% of the energy available at one trophic level is transferred to the following, according to the 10% of law. 40. The energy needed in photosynthesis? A. Carbon dioxide. B. Aquatic environment. C. Sunlight. D. Oxygen. Correct answer is C. Sunlight allows plants such as aquatic plants and algae to undergo photosynthesis to convert carbon dioxide and water into organic compounds like carbohydrates. 41. What is FCR? A. Food conversion ratio. B. Feed conversion ratio. C. A and B. D. None of the above. Correct answer is B. FCR stands for feed conversion ratio. The FCR is simply the amount of feed it takes to grow a kilogram of fish. 42. Type of fishing has the lowest rates of bycatch? A. Pole fishing. B. Longline fishing. C. Purse seining. D. Trawling. Correct answer is A. Pole fishing is a method of float fishing where the float is fished just below the tip of the pole. The float rig is connected directly to the pole tip. Unlike waggler fishing, there is no free-running main line or a reel. 43. Which of the following are grown in aquaculture facilities? A. Fish. B. Crustaceans. C. Mollusks. D. All of the above. Correct answer is D. A facility for aquaculture is any tank, canal, raceway, pond, off-stream reservoir, facility for processing aquatic animals, or other building utilized in aquaculture. Aquaculture facility means any water system and associated infrastructures capable of holding and/or producing cultured aquatic stock. 44. Fishes that migrate from fresh water to spawn in the ocean. A. Anadromous. B. Catadromous. C. Amphidromous. D. Oceanodromous. Correct answer is B. Catadromous fish spend most of their lives in fresh water, then migrate to the sea to breed. 45. Fishes that are born in fresh water, spend most of life in sea and spawns in fresh water. A. Anadromous. B. Catadromous. C. Amphidromous. D. Oceanodromous. Correct answer is A. Anadromous fish refers to those that migrate from freshwater rivers to the ocean and back to spawn in their natal streams. 46. Is the evaluation of a size and/or productivity of a given resource? A. Fishing effort. B. Fish sanctuary. C. Stock assessment. D. Stock manipulation. Correct answer is C. Stock assessment is the scientific process of collecting, analyzing, and reporting on the condition of a fish stock and estimating its sustainable yield. 47. The increase in concentration of toxic chemicals in the body of one organism as it moves up levels in the food chain called? A. Biomagnification. B. Bioconcentration. C. Bioamplification. D. Bioaccumulation. Correct answer is A. Biomagnification or biological magnification is the process of accumulation of certain chemicals in living organisms to a concentration higher than that occurring in the inorganic, non-living environment. 48. Toxic chemical, such as mercury, build-up in the body of one organism is called? A. Biomagnification. B. Bioconcentration. C. Bioamplification. D. Bioaccumulation. Correct answer is D. Bioaccumulation means an increase in the concentration of a chemical in a biological organism over time, compared to the chemical's concentration in the environment. Compounds accumulate in living things anytime they are taken up and stored faster than they are broken down, metabolized, or excreted. 49. Rod and reel, spearing, cast nets, hand fishing and having low to no catch are involved in A. Traditional fisheries. B. Artisanal fisheries. C. Recreational fisheries. D. Small-scale fisheries. Correct answer is B. Artisanal fishing, or traditional/subsistence fishing, consists of various small-scale, low-capital, fishing practices undertaken by individual fishing households. Many of these households are of coastal or island ethnic groups. 50. Any fishery that harvests and sells fish, or invertebrates, mainly for profit. A. Artisanal fisheries. B. Commercial fisheries. C. Municipal fisheries. D. Traditional fisheries. Correct answer is B. Commercial fishing, the taking of fish and other seafood and resources from oceans, rivers, and lakes for the purpose of marketing them.